Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, or if this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Nadia and today we are going to be playing with Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics products. Well, we have Morphe products and we have the Jaclyn Cosmetics products. So the Morphe product that we're going to be diving into today is the Jaclyn Hill 2 palette. I don't know if that, oh, it's called Volume 2 and it looks like this. If I can get it open, it looks like this. So we're going to be playing with this palette today to create the look that I have on right now. And then we're going to be checking out Jaclyn's brand, Jaclyn Cosmetics. I believe that's what the brand is called. And I've got a few of her products. I have a highlighter palette. I have the luminous powder that she recommends using kind of like to set your face. And I have a loose highlighter. So if you are interested in these products or you want to see how I got this look, keep on watching. Alright guys, so as you can see, I have already started with my right eye already done, like I usually like to do. So now I'm going to get started on the left eye. Today, again, we're using the Jaclyn Hill 2 palette. So yeah, let's get started. I'm going to zoom you guys in so you can see what I'm doing. Alright, so we are going to go into our palette. The first shade I'm going to start off with is called Dance Party. I'm going to see if I can get it in here. Dance Party is this pink right here. Doesn't look pink in the camera, but it's pink, trust me. So we're going to start off with Dance Party. I'm using a BH Cosmetics brush, just a fluffy brush. And we're going to start off by going in the crease with this shade. I found that this palette is really pigmented, which I was actually pleasantly surprised by. I will say there is fallout in the pan, but that's not something that bothers me, so I don't really mind. If it does bother you, just keep that in mind if you're thinking about purchasing this. It has been out for a while though, so I feel like if you wanted it, you'd already have it by now. So a lot of people have strong feelings about Jaclyn Hill. Personally, I only started following her maybe 2 or 3 years ago, so I don't really know what she was up to before that. I have watched some of her older videos and I see that, you know, she looks a lot different now, but that happens when you grow up, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, a lot of people feel strongly about her one way or the other. I was really excited when she announced that she was gonna start a brand because I really enjoy how she does her makeup. Her tutorials are really awesome. She's very, very informative and thorough when she talks about how to do things. And it's really more like educational. Like I've learned a lot about makeup from watching Jaclyn. And I will say that when she announced her lipstick launch, I was so excited. I had planned on purchasing the lipsticks. I didn't have money when she launched it, but I made a plan like I was going to get the ones that were for darker, deeper skin. And then the controversy happened and I didn't even get the opportunity. But okay, so now we're going to go into the next shade. It's called No Joke. It's a yellow right here. And I'm going to do that right under the brow on the outer half of my brow. I'm just moving some stuff around on my desk because I've not positioned things properly when I got started here. Okay, so yeah, so we're gonna go in with the yellow. I have another BH Cosmetics brush and I'm just gonna do that right under my brow, going all the way up into the brow. So yeah, so I was really disappointed that I didn't even have the opportunity to purchase it. And then obviously once I found out about the controversy, I was like, well, I dodged a bullet there. But I felt really bad how people treated her after that happened. I don't know, maybe it's because I don't know all the drama that has surrounded her over the years. Apparently she always has an issue with launches of her products, and I know that I have she did the, what is it called? The Vault with Morphe. I have that collection as well. And I've only used that a handful of times. And I've never had any issues with it, but I know people had issues with that launch. So I don't know. I just feel bad for her. I feel like she's doing her best, you know? And so I try and support her when I can. I hate seeing people be mean to other people online, unless it's to Trump, because, well, if you follow me on social media, you know how I feel about him. All right, so now that we've done that, I'm gonna go into the next shade, and it's called My Man. It's this like corally orange right here. My Man right there. I'm gonna do that on the front half of the brow and also blend it into the end here. I'm going in with a Colourpop brush. It's the E1. So when Jaclyn announced that she was going to be releasing a highlighter collection, I literally lost my mind, because highlighter is my favorite beauty product. Like, I love highlighters so much. And so when she said she was gonna do highlighters, I was like, oh my God, finally I can purchase. And I had no worries. Like, I know a lot of people were like worried to purchase from her after what happened with the lipsticks, but I figured like after that drama, she would not be putting something out unless it was like top notch. Like, she can't afford to mess up again, you know what I'm saying? So when she announced that she was going to be releasing highlighters, I like lost my mind. I was so excited. And so then I saw the prices and I was like, homegirl, mama ain't got that kind of money. like I was super excited, and then I saw the prices and I was like, maybe I won't be getting this right now. So I actually didn't get it when it initially launched, but then I don't know when this happened. It happened like a little bit ago. They had this major sale on Morphe.com for all of her products or something, and they were on sale for like half off. And I was like, oh, now is my chance. So I jumped at the opportunity and I got everything that I wanted. I got I'm gonna be using them in this video, but I got the palette with the 4 shades of highlighters, and then I got one of the little like the one that's like the mega highlight, and then there's one that's like a luminous powder. I got all of them because I was so excited. I was like, I have to try these. All right, so what I'm basically doing now is just I'm blending to make sure that everything is kind of seamless. I'm going back in with colors as needed. You guys know how to, well, if you don't know, you know, you just kind of blend until everything looks good, which is what I'm doing. Making sure to extend that so that it matches the other side. All right, looks like on the other side I have less yellow showing, so I'm just gonna go back in with that My Man shade and like maybe add a little bit right here. Because on the other side, it's just like a pop of the yellow, you know? All right, so we've got that. Next, I'm going into the shade. The shade's really pretty. The shade down here called Not My Journey. This purple shade right here, Not My Journey. And I'm going to kind of start the halo eye. So I'm gonna dip into that, and I'm gonna do on the outer corner and the inner corner and just start building that up on my lid. So yeah, so I have not tried, I've not tried these products yet. This is my first time using this palette, even though I bought it a little bit ago. And also the same thing goes with the highlighters. I have had them for a little bit and I haven't used them just because I wanted to try them in this video. But I'm pretty impressed with this palette. I mean, I know that her first palette with Morphe was like a ginormous success, like one of the best-selling makeup palettes of all time or something crazy like that. But those shades, there are a lot of neutral shades, and I know that that's her jam, but it's not really my jam. I love colorful makeup, and so even though that palette's been out for a while, I've never really had the urge to buy that palette, just because, like I said, I love bright colors. And this has, like, yes, it has neutrals up at the top, but it's mostly like bright pinks and deep purples and stuff like that. So I'm definitely leaning more towards this type of palette. And I know that they do have sales pretty often. So like if you are thinking about getting this, you know, just look out for the sales, you know what I'm saying? Especially in these times, man. It's hard out here for someone who loves makeup when you don't have a lot of money. All right, so I'm going back in with the pink just to make sure you can still see it there. All right, let's do that a little bit more purple. All right, so now it's time for the halo eye. So I'm going to be using my Louise base, my favorite base, Louise base in Rumour 5. And I am going to do a halo in the center. Actually, it's more like a square. I don't really make it like circular. You can do whatever shape you want. I know some people do like an upside down triangle and do it big at the top and then skinny in the middle. It's really your preference. I just like to do a square because it's easy for me. All right, so I think that I can do this on camera. It wasn't too hard with the first eye, so let's see. Of course, I say that and then it'll be a disaster and I'll have to edit this part out, but let's go for it. So I'm using a BH Cosmetics brush. This is like one of my oldest brushes of all time, but I love it so much, so I always use it to like put my primer on my eye. And then the way I like to do this, I find it the easiest for me because I don't have a really steady hand, is I take the primer, I go really close to my lid, my lash line, and I apply some down there, and then I look up, and now you'll see that there's a line up top. So that's where I'm aiming for. And then just kind of go down and make your square or rectangle or whatever shape you want. But that's how I get the initial, like, where to go at the top, because I have hooded eyes, and so I have to go above my natural crease so that you'll be able to see it. All right, so the other key to this is not to use too much primer because you don't want a globby mess, you know? So that's why if you saw what was on my brush, it was like the tiniest bit. All right, so that's what we're kind of looking with. And don't worry if it's not exact same on both sides, because I'm going to be covering the edges and like blending and stuff, so it's fine. So then I typically like to take my sponge and just dab it to make sure there's no excess product, because obviously you're going to be putting shimmer on it and you don't want it to get all gloopy and gross, you know? So the keys for me is very little product to start off with. Don't make it gloppy and gloopy and put too much on there. And then the other key for me is to blot it with a sponge or something, just to make sure that it's like set and that you can go over it now with a different shade. All right, so now that we've done that, we're going to go in with a shimmer. Oops. We're gonna go in with a shimmer. And there are a lot of pretty shimmers in this palette. They're all kind of like, well, not all of them, but the neutral-ish shimmers are all kind of here in the corner. There's also, you know, this one down here. There are several shimmers on here, but the one that I decided to go with is this one up top called Ride or Diamonds. Ride or Diamonds. So I'm going to take this on the E.L.F. and Jaclyn J1 brush. Looks like this. And I'm just going to dip into that and slowly pat it onto the concealer that the primer that I just put on. Next shade I'm going to go in with is another purple. It's like kind of like Barney purple. It's called Therapy Sesh. It's this purple right there in the center. And we're going to use that to blend the edges of the halo that we just created. So I'm using another Jaclyn brush. This is the J4. So I'm just gonna dip into that and start slowly blending the edges. Don't stress out if like you kind of like, as you can see, I'm kind of going ham with that purple because I'm gonna go in with the deeper purple in a second and like blend that as well. So I'm gonna keep dipping back into Not My Journey and just gonna blend that on the sides here. All right, so for the under eye, I went back into Dance Party, that pink, and I'm using my Jaclyn J6 flat brush that looks like this on the end. This is the one that I mentioned in my last video that I really like for the under eye area. Like, it was really good at placing that right directly underneath my lash line. So I'm just gonna go right up against the lash line with Dance Party, that pink that we started with. Then the next thing I did was I went in with No Joke. No, I didn't go in with No Joke, that's a lie. I went in with My Man. My Man is the corally orange, but I ended up not liking it and covering it up with a different shade. But since I did it in the first eye, I'm gonna do it again just to make sure that they match. So just went in with My Man. This is a Sigma pencil brush E30, my favorite pencil brush for under the eye. So I went with that, and then I decided I didn't like it, or like it wasn't what I was going for. So then I went in with the purple shade again. All right. So we did that. Then for eyeliner, I used my Colourpop Creme Gel Liner in Boots. It's a pink that looks like this, if the camera will focus. So I went in with this in my waterline. All right, and then the last thing I did was do an inner corner highlight, if you guys can see on that side. And I went in with this shade right here, if I can get it in the camera. I'm in it. It looks white, but it's actually a duochrome or some kind of shifty shade. All right, I'm not sure when I stopped recording, but hopefully you guys saw a lot. So we're going to move on to face, and we're going to start with primer, because not to prime is a crime. Nikki Tutorials. So I'm going in with my E.L.F. Jelly Pop Dew Primer. I've been using this primer almost exclusively since I got it. I heard that it's a dupe for the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. And I think that some people said that that breaks them out. So maybe if that is you, you could try this one as a substitute or something like that, a dupe, you know what I'm saying? Next, I'm going to powder, because that's something I also like to do. If you guys will notice, a lot of these things that I do, I learned from YouTube makeup gurus. So I am self-taught via YouTube and Instagram and whatnot. So like a lot of the stuff that I do because I saw someone else do it. All right, you don't have to do what I'm doing. Do what you feel comfortable with. But yeah, so next I'm going to go in with powder. I'm going to use my Colourpop No Filter powder in Banana. I think I mentioned in the last video that I'm trying to get rid of this, like finish it. So that's why I always use it to set my primer. I've been enjoying using Urban Decay's Naked Skin. I believe this product is being discontinued. So I have 3 bottles of this actually, because I heard it's being discontinued and it was on sale on Nordstrom Rack. Nordstrom Rack online is a fabulous place to look for deals on makeup. They have a lot of stuff that that you might enjoy that they put on sale, like even more discount than the fact that it's on Nordstrom Rack. But yeah, so I'm really enjoying this foundation. It's very skin-like finish, and I don't have to use more than a pump to get the desired effect that I want. So I just place this on my face with my finger. I put it on the back of my hand first. And then I'm going to use my Real Technique sponge to pounce this into my skin. All right, I think that's good. I like to use 2. I use a lighter one and a darker one just because I don't like that my under eye to be too light. So I use the Colourpop No Filter Concealer in shade Deep Dark 52, and I use the Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Concealer in Deep Dark 220C. So I'm just gonna do what I normally do, which is some dabs under the eye, down the center of my face, right on my forehead, on my chin, and right under my nose. I am not one of those people who like slathers on concealer just because I don't need that much coverage. You know what I'm saying? So why waste it? At least that's how I look at it. So I just put as much as I need and I keep it moving. So I usually start with the center of my face. And then I move to the under eye area. And I want to be careful not to disrupt what I did under my eye, because I did do my shadow first. So I'm going to try and get as close as possible without covering it up. Okay, so we've got our foundation and concealer done. Now I'm going to set my face. I like to use a L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte. It's a pressed powder. Looks like this. And I just press that onto my face, usually using my BH Cosmetics brush like this. And I press that right under my eye. I usually just set under my eye pretty much where I put concealer. So I won't do like the bottom sides of my face or like all around. I just do pretty much where I put the concealer. Okay, so I like to contour my nose. You don't have to contour your nose if you don't want to. It's obviously personal preference. I still use the Abby, and then I just go down the side of my nose. And this is a Luxie brush that's not meant for this purpose, but that's what I use it for. It's a mini angled brush. So go down the sides of my nose with Abby. Again, this is personal preference. If this is not your jam, don't worry about it. A lot of people don't contour their nose. It's all personal preference. And then to make sure that there's no harsh lines, I go over it with my sponge. All right, now it's time for the fun. Okay, so I've got 3 of Jackie's, well, I think she only had 3 products for this highlighter collection. So the first thing I'm gonna go in with is the Jaclyn Hill Luminous Powder in Feelin' It. That's what it looks like. Jaclyn says that you can use this powder all over your face. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous about putting that all over my face. She says she mixes it in with her setting powder to give her a glow from within type look. And so I just put a little bit in the cap here. I'm gonna use this fluffy brush. I'm gonna start with just my cheeks because I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous about putting this everywhere. So I'm just gonna start with my cheeks and see how it goes. Like I said, she says she uses this all over for like a glow from within type look. And I'm really using like the smallest amount because I don't want it to mess up my makeup or anything like that. I am feeling a little bit dry because I put on a lot of powder to cover up that mistake I made with applying the contour before using the powder, and I had to fix that. So I don't know, can you guys see any major difference? I mean, I see a little bit of difference, but like I said, I'm using such a small amount because I'm afraid. All right, I can see it doing its thing. All right, now we're going to get into the real deal here. We're gonna go in with the palette and the beaming, what is it called? The beaming loose highlighter. I think she has a name for these. I don't know. What's on the packaging? It just says loose highlighter in high volt. I thought there was like a name for them, but that's fine. Okay, so this is what the palette looks like on the inside. We've got 4 shades. I will insert swatches here. They're very buttery and very creamy and not powdery at all. They look like they're going to be amazing. So I'm going to go in with this shade here, and I'm going to start by applying it on the outer side of my face here. And there is a mirror in this palette, so I like that. I'm going in with my new like ride or die highlighter brush. This is the E.L.F by J.Kissa J3 brush. I love this brush for applying highlighter. I think she said you could use it as an eye brush as well, but I've been strictly using it for highlighter and I love it. So I'm going in with the lightest shade called Glow Up right here, and I'm using that shade just because it kind of matches the halo, like the eye. So getting a little bit on my brush, and we're gonna see what this does. Wow. Oh, guys, do you see that? Oh my God. That's crazy. This isn't even like the most blinding of her highlighters, you know what I'm saying? So that's cool. I will say that depending on the angle I look at, it does look a little stripey, like it might be a little too light for my skin tone. Like when I look straight on, you don't see it, but then when the light hits it, holy crap, holy moly. All right, and I'm just using like the smallest amount, so that's good that you don't need to use a lot to get this type of payout. All right, so I'm just gonna apply that where I would normally apply a highlighter. I'm gonna keep going. Now we're gonna move on to the final highlighting product that she has, which is, like I said, I thought this was like, there was a name for this, but apparently I'm mistaken. It's this High Volt. I will say I like the packaging. It looks very expensive. I mean, technically it is very expensive, but y'all know that I did not pay full price for these products. Okay, so I just put a little bit in the cap. I swirl my brush around. I'm only going to apply this to the tops, like the peak right here. Oh my god. This is what it looked like originally, and then I just like lightly tapped it, and that's what it looks like now. Holy crap. Okay, let's do a little bit on here. OMG. I hope you guys can see this. That's crazy. All right, I'm really highlighted. You guys know how much I love highlighter though, so I'm not mad. I am not mad at all. All right, next we're gonna go in with blush. I just got this blush in the mail like yesterday. I wanted to try it out. It looks pretty cool. It's City Color collection. It's in deep coral. And I'm just gonna grab my favorite blush brush, my Real Techniques brush, if I can find it right here. And you guys know I like to go in with blush as well, so don't be alarmed. Ooh, it's really powdery in the pan. Ooh, don't want to drop it. I don't know if you guys can see that, but a lot is on there. Okay, so let's go slowly because I don't know how pigmented this is. Okay. So far, so good. Oh, really good. Oh, I love blush too. This is probably where people would stop applying blush, but as you guys can see, I'm still going. Zoom you guys in. So far so good, guys. I'm digging what's going on right now. I don't know about you guys. All right, so let's finish the eyes and then I'll do my lips and then we'll be done. So we're just gonna go in and do a thin line. We're not gonna go crazy today with the wing because I think that there's already a lot going on with my eyes, you know what I'm saying? So. All right, so we've got my eyeliner on, and today for lashes, I'm going to be using Rude Cosmetic lashes. They are Faux Mink 3D lashes in the style Je ne sais quoi. So I'm just gonna zoom you guys in a little bit more because I just got this product. It's the Wet n Wild Megaslim Skinny Mascara. It looks like this. And the reason I got this, literally the only reason I got this, is because I want my bottom lashes to look better than they usually do. And this one has a really skinny brush. Let's see if you guys can see the brush. really skinny brush. All right. All right, guys, we're done with the face. Now we just have the lips, and then we're good to go. I'm gonna go in with my Kylie lip liner in the shade Leo and line my lips. Then I'm going to go in with this Too Faced matte melted matte in the shade, I don't know what shade this is, the shade Sellout. Interesting name for a Too Faced product. And I'm gonna dab this on the center and use my finger to like tap it in. And I'm gonna finish this off with some lip gloss. I have my Colourpop Ultra Glossy Lip. It's the Villains Collection, the collaboration they did with Disney, and the shade is called, what is the shade called? Hot Headed. It's kind of metallic-y. I'm just going to do the slightest amount. It's kind of like duochrome-y, actually. Let me show you the brush, hold on. I'm just going to apply a little bit of this because it's very pigmented. It's not the shiniest lip gloss. If you're looking for something super shiny, this isn't the one. But I do have my Colourpop Candyland Roller Gloss that I can apply. All right, so that's it. That's it, guys. Wait, one last thing, one last setting spray that I like to use is my Urban Decay All Nighter. So I'm gonna do that. And we're done. Finally, I'm so happy. So yeah, guys, I'm pretty happy with the way this look came out. Let me zoom you in. How many times have I said that this video? All right, guys, so this is what I'm looking like right now. Final thoughts on the products that I used today. I will say that I was pleasantly surprised. I have not used any Jaclyn Hill shadows except for the ones in the vault, and those were like hit or miss for me. Like some of the shades performed beautifully and then others were just kind of meh. So I wasn't really sure what to expect with this palette, but I really enjoyed it. Like you guys saw, the shadows were very pigmented, they were easy to blend, and I really like the way that my eyes came out. I think it's really pretty. And then as far as the highlighters, I'm not sure how I feel about the luminous powder. I still gotta figure this out. I might end up doing what she does, which she says she mixes it into her setting powder, so maybe that's the way to go. Right now, like I showed you guys, I've been using a pressed powder for my setting powder, but I do have loose powders here, so maybe if I mix it in with that, it'll, you know, it'll do a little bit more. But I actually like, I think my skin does look pretty glowy. The highlighter palette I love. Like I said, the highlighters are super buttery, feels very luxurious. You guys saw the shades. I think that I don't think these are available anymore. I actually think they might have sold out. Maybe they're available on like Morphe.com or in an Ulta store, because I know that they sell some of Jaclyn Cosmetics products in Ulta, so maybe you can find it there. But this palette is really, really nice. And then the topper here, or the loose highlight and high vault, you guys saw that was like holy moly. I mean, I've calmed it down a little with the blush on top, but the highlighters do not disappoint. They are blinding. So if you're like me and you love highlighter, you know, if you can get your hands on these products, I would recommend them. Like I said, not 100% sold on this one yet, but the other two, thumbs up. Okay, and then I think that's pretty much all I want to talk about. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to give me a thumbs up to let me know that you liked it. And don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Click the notification button if you want to be notified when I post new videos. As I mentioned last week, I am going to be posting a video a week at minimum. And so next week we'll try something else. And yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope I see you in the next one and talk to you later. Bye.